A very warm welcome to all the curious and ardent readers out there. I am Shomya Dubey from class 12th Commerce from the Radiant International School, and today I'll be presenting a book titled The 7 Habits of Highly Effective Teenagers, written by Covey. I'm easily managed. You must merely be firm with me. Show me exactly how you want something done, and after a few lessons, I'll do them automatically. I am the servant of all great individuals and of all failures as well. Those who are great, I have made great. Those who are failures, I have made failures. Take me, train me, be firm with me, and I'll place the world at your feet. Go easy on me, and I'll destroy you. Who am I? I am a habit. Now, ever since I was a little kid, I have been surrounded with the 7 habits. The 7 Habits of Happy Kids, as you can see on the left side of your screen, was the first book that I ever read as an 8-year-old. Every time I would be off track, I had this reflex thought in my mind that would remind me that, okay, I'm off track and I shall follow the 7 habits. I think it's safe to say at this point that the book on the right, the 7 Habits of Highly Effective Teenagers, is a highly improvised version of the 7 Habits of Happy Kids. And if you ask me, it's the most suitable non-fiction book for a teenager like me and you. Now, let's start with understanding all the 7 habits. The first habit is be proactive. Be proactive is the key to unlocking all other habits, and that is basically why it comes first. It basically says that I am the force and I am the captain of my life. I am responsible for my happiness and unhappiness, and I am in the driver's seat of my life and not just a passenger. What they're really trying to say is in the book is that you should be in control of everything that happens in your life and should not be playing the blame game with anything bad that happens or anything good that happens in your life. You can usually distinguish between a proactive and a reactive person by the kind of language that they use. Let's see a few examples. When a reactive person talks, they might say, "That's me, that's just the way I am." What they're really saying is, "I'm not responsible for the way I act, I can't change, I was predetermined to act this way." Let's look at some other examples. If my boss wasn't so bad, things would have been so different. My boss is the cause of all my problems, not me. That is what they're actually trying to say. Now, something that I feel is the most common between us teenagers is that we tend to compare ourselves a lot with our friends and the people around us. Hence, the last example. If only I attended a better school and different friends and had different friends or made more money or, had a better life, I'd be happy. What they're really trying to say is that I'm not in control of my happiness, but things are. And I must have things in order to be happy in my life. Now, I'm not saying that everything that happens in your life or whatever that is been happening in your life should be under your control. There are things that are out of your control, which we can understand through this diagram. Outside, you can see the outer circle is the circle of no control. It basically includes everything that is beyond your control or beyond your reach, which includes the color of your skin, the weather, your past mistakes, some rude comments, your parents, and some embarrassing things that have happened in the past. Now, all of us have a lot of embarrassing memories, but keeping on dreading those is something that you shouldn't do because there is no use of it. You cannot change that. Whereas there are some things which are in your control that are included in the circle of control, the inner circle. Now that includes your attitude, your rapport towards the people around you, and how you react in different situations. That is what you can control. The second habit is begin with the end in mind. Begin with the end in mind basically means to create a clear picture with what you want to do in your life. This means deciding your own values and goals. It includes not letting stuff or barricades like peer pressure get to you, setting short-term and long-term goals for yourself, and creating a mission statement and adding on to it. Now, if you ask me, I would create a metaphor of a mission statement with the roots of a tree. A mission statement might be just a few words or a sentence at first. It might just even be a phrase. But as and when you start achieving or accomplishing that tiny statement, you will start feeling more motivated and you'll start growing your mission statement like the roots of a tree. Moving on, let's move to the third habit, which is put first things first. Put first things first is all about learning to prioritize and manage your time so that the things that are important to you comes first and not last. There's more to this habit than just time management. The first one is don't let the roadblocks and barriers get you off course. Here also I would say that the barriers are basically peer pressure, because your friends might invite you for an outing that day, even though a ton of assignments are left right beside you. You are not supposed to go with them. You're not supposed to get under peer pressure. You're supposed to complete your assignments first. Figure out where you fall in the time quadrants, and we'll look at the time quadrants in the next slide, and get a planner and create a definite schedule for yourself. Now, a planner does not have to be this cute, happy-go-lucky planner. It could be just a bunch of pointers in your notebook. These are the time quadrants. Over here, the prioritizer is the most effective and efficient person. This is the person who knows what things are important and urgent for them, what are important but not urgent, and so on. Whereas a slacker is someone who is extremely laid off and too lazy, does not get anything done. The yes man is someone who pleases everybody else, and the procrastinator is someone who keeps on procrastinating, which is a lot common in the people of our age. This time quadrant, as you can see, includes important, not important, urgent, and not important tasks. This is another mind map that you can use to prioritize the tasks that you want to do that day. The fourth habit is think win-win. Think win-win is an attitude towards life. It is a mental frame of the mind that says, I can win, and so the other person can, or so your friend can, so can you. It is a foundation for getting along well with other people. It maintains a positive rapport among you and your friends, and it is a belief that everybody is equal and there is no one whose conceptions are inferior to you or even superior to you. This habit can be further explained in the following categories. The first one is think win lose. Think win lose is a winning situation for you but a losing situation for the other person. I could explain this by giving an example that your family decided to have pizza for dinner. You and your sibling already had 2 slices each. Now there's 1 slice left. What you can do is either you can divide it equally, but you don't do that. You play rock paper, scissors, you win, your sibling loses, and you get the last slice of pizza. Now that is a winning situation for you, but a losing situation for your sibling. That is what you call think win lose. Think lose win is when you give in and you let the other person win. That is what you call a think lose win. Think lose lose is a situation wherein you say that if I'm going down, you're going down with me. If I'm jumping off the bridge, my friend is jumping off the bridge with me. If I'm going to the principal's office, my friend is going to the principal's office with me. The fifth habit is seek first to understand and then to be understood. It is the key to communication. Communication isn't just about relaying your ideas, but it is also about how you conceive what the other person is trying to say. It enables us to be more open-minded of accepting other people's ideas and opinions. It is self-centered listening that is the most prevalent in the current world between people of our age. We only tend to listen to the things that are important to us and delete all the extra facts that are being told to us. This little chart explains what genuine listening really is. Genuine listening mainly comprises of body language. Like, it really shows a lot about who you're talking about or to whom you're talking. And words actually occupy a very tiny space between how you're listening and your genuine listening or the way you reply. Habit 6 is synergize. Synergizing basically means when 2 or more people work together to create a better solution than either could do alone. It is you accepting your own diversities. It is you accepting other people's diversities and others doing that too. And there are 3 main largest roadblocks in synergy that are ignorance, cliques, and prejudice. Ignorance is basically being clueless. It is when you're unaware of what people believe and what they've and what they've been through. It is you being unaccepting of the other people's opinions. The next one is cliques. It is when you become so exclusive and judicious that you do not welcome people who are divergent. Unless you break through your superiority complex, cliques will always exist. Prejudice is being surrounded with people who have a heavy belief in stereotypes, or the people who highlight your differences negatively or in a bad way, and that gives you sort of an inferiority complex, and the whatever they say is obviously harder to digest because it's not something very good about you. Habit 7, the last habit, is sharpen the saw. Sharpen the saw is about keeping your personal self sharp so that you can better deal with life. It includes regularly renewing and strengthening the 4 key dimensions of your life. These are the body, soul, brain, and heart. Apart from just strengthening all these 4 dimensions, it is also important for you to create a balance between them. Now, what I mean by a balance is that you can be like really fit physically, but if you are mentally drained, it's not going to work. You will be mentally drained unless you work upon it. Or if you are mentally very sharp and healthy, but you're not physically healthy, you won't be able to accomplish daily tasks in your life. Take time rejuvenating yourself and treat yourself frequently for everything that you achieved. Give yourself some time to get refreshed and focus on the new tasks that are going to come in your life. And most importantly, follow all the 7 habits. That is the best way you can balance yourself in your life. The real review. The book contained a lot of allusions and several examples from outside sources, which includes excerpts from different books, poems, and much more. An epigraph in the beginning was a great way to catch the reader's eye and attention. I shared a small section of the epigraph that was in the beginning of the book, The 7 Habits of Highly Effective Teenagers, and when I first read that, I was totally engrossed in the book and I found myself very interested in what was about to come. Several personal connotations and references could be grabbed from the book. By personal connotations, I mean from people around the world. Yes, the book includes several personal experiences from different teenagers around the world, and the author's personal experiences were also included in the book, which made it a very comforting environment even when you were reading the book, and it made you relate with it more, and it made a very comfortable read. Thank you.